What is up, guys? Mcdoubles back again with a brand new episode, and today we're going to be playing some TBC Project Ascension Alpha, boys. Very, very fun on the Draenei that we started on our first look of TBC, Goat Burger. He is a holy sword and board DPS, at least that's the concept at least, and hopefully we can make it work. We need to get to level 60 so we can get Hammer of the Righteous. Now, Hammer of the Righteous is very integral for this build, and this build being good in any way, because what it does is, first and foremost, it can only be used when you're using a one-handed melee weapon, and it does holy damage. So, we are completely built around the concept of holy damage, and by having Hammer of the Righteous, we'll finally have a spammable. It'll make this whole build play far better than it honestly already does, and it already plays quite well. Currently, what we're doing is we're playing an Art of War build. We're not utilizing things like defensive stance, and the only perk of using the sword and board really is that we have access to Hammer of the Righteous and Avenger Shield. Now overall, this gives us access to a whole lot of holy damage. As you can see, we are using Smite, Consecration, Avenger Shield, Judgment, Exorcism, Hammer of Wrath, and Holy Wrath. Very, very jam-packed actually, with massive amounts of holy damage. So the goal is to see if this build's actually going to work. Now, the things that I need to make it work is, as I said, Hammer of the Righteous, but we also need a few other brand new abilities, okay? And how those abilities perform is going to dramatically affect whether or not this build is good. Those abilities are Seal of Vengeance, incredibly good new seal spell that came out, adds a holy damage over time effect to your auto attacks. Overall, just a big DPS increase. Avenging Wrath, which is a straight up DPS increase by just increasing damage by 15%. Alright, he got him. Nice. Almost completely ruined that. Oh, but lastly, we also want access to Spell Reflection, and of course that is mostly a complete PvP thing, so we'll have to duel some people and see how it goes. So far, it seems like I wish this add-on would stop. I have to figure out which add-on does that. Since my stuff was reset, I think it's part of X-Pearl, but it might be my scrolling combat text. But anyway, it seems like Titan's Grip is the way to go right now. Many people playing Titan's Grip builds, at least that's what I've heard. Although my partner here, Simplord, who I just randomly met, and we're doing some quests real quick, he actually is doing a 2H build, so that's nice. We also got some pretty good pieces of gear from doing a run of Hellfire Peninsula with a friend of ours, Bleed. Bleed is also on the TBC Alpha. Now, I want to make something very clear. I'm absolutely not advertising for you guys to go and spend money to get into this alpha. It's not worth it. If you can get it for free or they release it for free, do it, but don't spend money on it. However, I do think since most people would probably not want to spend money on it, I think lots of people would love to watch it. So I think this video series should go rather well, and I do plan to go all the way to 70. So there's quite a lot of content there. But as I was saying, Bleed helped me get the Light-Touched Breastplate, Bloodstained Ravager's Gauntlets, Kilt of Rolling Thunders, and Mok'Nathal Clan Ring from doing a run of Hellfire Peninsula, which was scripted perfectly and went incredibly well. Now, the interesting thing is that he was able to solo it with me, and we were both not even max yet. I was 58, he was, I believe, 66. So take that for what you will. Perhaps with a classless server, the dungeons should be buffed, but it's kind of hard to tell because I haven't tried heroic dungeons yet on classless. So I guess I'll get back to you guys on my final idea on whether or not dungeons need to be made harder once I've actually done a heroic dungeon. For now, the goal is level 60, since that is the level that we get Hammer of the Righteous. So I'm completing a couple quests in order to accomplish that. Also, are actually potions of experience, and money is very cheap to come by on the alpha. So leveling shouldn't be too bad, although it's not going to be a one-day thing like Fel-Touched mode. We haven't even marked all these towers. Oh my god, was I supposed to do it myself? I thought it counted. So apparently they don't count cross-quest when you're in a group. Okay, so that's a quest done, and that's the Gilded Crimson Chestplate. Pretty sick item, actually, for us, as we definitely do utilize spell power with this build. However, we're definitely going to replace it. Now, one thing I'm very excited about for TBC that is actually relevant to the gear that we're getting is the Light-Touched Breastplate has sockets. Now, sockets are something that I have almost completely forgot about because they're not in retail, they're not in Classic, and I haven't played a TBC private server in God knows how long. Sockets just add that one little extra bit of customizing that I actually think is very, very neat. I very much enjoy it. is, and I think it's incredibly fun to do. Now, yes, it does kind of boil down at some point to everybody uses very similar things, but that's just perfectly fine because it's just one extra layer of simple customization that I think was a very good addition to World of Warcraft, and I'm just excited to be able to do it again alongside the jewel crafting skill, which I am assuming that profession is coming out as well. Okay, I already have this portal, so this is nice. We just have to do the other portal now. Portal Grim. Now, a lot of people actually don't like Hellfire Peninsula. One thing you'll learn really quickly is that I actually think it's the best zone in all of TBC. I have completed this zone so many times across so many expansions. I couldn't even tell you how many times I've completed it. It's incredibly fun to me. I think it's just well designed. Most of the quests are just very simple kill quests, and I think it's relaxed. Of course, Nagrand is like a close second. Now, one really cool thing is that I've always loved paladins, and so that's possibly why I've always enjoyed Hellfire Peninsula, because everything is a demon. I mean, as you can see, I don't even really have to play everything perfectly to easily solo every single mob that comes at me. Oh, Boots of the Decimator. Pretty sick. I'm going to take that for sure if I can win the role. Yeah, I think he wants it too, and that's perfectly fine. But if we do get that, we'll have 6. Oh my god, we got it. Yes. Now we have Boots of the Decimator. F in the chat. Now we have Boots of the Decimator, and we have these 5 other pieces. That's 6 pieces waiting for me at level 60. Pretty excited. 60 is huge, and I'm almost already there. I didn't even realize how close I was, but the quests give so much XP with an XP pot. Yeah, you don't even really notice it, I'm not gonna lie. So level 60, that's gonna be Hammer of the Righteous and a full gear increase. Honestly, very excited for that. Hopefully I can find some Horde players to fight. That would be really, really sick. Equal level Horde players to fight. Oh, and we have the Invader's Great Helm. Pretty decent. I like that I can actually look at this gear and consider it good again. That's what I like. Very, very sick. That's level 60 Invader's Great Helm. I'll put that straight on. Might have to hide helmet. Not the prettiest helmet, but it's not bad stat-wise. Now let's go ahead and put on everything that we just got. First of all, I did just get an honored Spoils of War for hitting 60. This is very interesting because I don't remember getting this at any other point for hitting 60. So this is either a purely alpha thing or this could be a new thing that people get for hitting 60. All I got was Wild Heart Spalders. Maybe it's something that had already been added to the private server in a previous patch, and because I haven't played anything but Fel-Touched mode recently, I don't know. We have an Osirian's Binding, which I got from a random mob, by the way. I didn't show it in the last video, but I did actually attain it during that playthrough. And then we have the Mognathal Clan Ring, very, very sicko mode, not gonna lie, with the Boots of the Decimator, so I have all of these things to put on now. I think my power level just increased dramatically. Our health has actually gone up by 1,000. Maybe it's 1,500 actually. So we're in an incredibly good position right now. I'm doing the Mission, the Merketh, and Shadrath gateways. All you have to do is throw a little bomb at these gateways as you go by. It's very, very easy. See, as you can see, like, I wasn't wrong. People do not like Hellfire Peninsula. I think it's the best ever. Also, I'm going for a bit of a sustain build. Now, to me, a sustain build really only means one thing right now. It's nothing extra complex. Everyone has their own definition, but to me it means you have a lot of hots and just ways to keep yourself alive. So I have Renew, Rejuvenation, and Gift of the Naru. I think that's a very solid core for keeping myself alive. Now, I'm used to Fel-Touched mode, so I'm not exactly sure how things are going to be when everybody can pick their builds. As I know, people with TG builds are legitimately capable of killing you in a single global cooldown, even when you're full tank. So I'm not sure how things are going to play out yet, but at least from my experience so far, it seems that, yeah, it works pretty decently, at least in PvE. Yeah, I really cannot die, and I got rid of all of my tank abilities too. Shield block, defensive stance, all of that gone, and yet I don't take damage. Oh, and I don't want to forget, as I said, we can actually go ahead and get Hammer of the Righteous. Now, I'm not saying Hammer of the Righteous is broken or overpowered or something like that, but it's definitely required for my build, and so to finally have this, I think I'm going to see absolutely zero clunkiness, and I'm super excited to see how it plays out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and complete the Fel Orc Scavengers and Waste Not, Want Not quest, as I already started it, and I'm basically done. I just need a couple more pieces of the Scavenged Metal. Oh, it feels so good. Now, the cool thing that is very important to keep in mind is that Hammer of the Righteous actually can proc my Art of War, just like things like Crusader Strike and Divine Storm. And so that's pretty significant just for keeping my DPS up in the first place. 758 crit though, that's not too bad. As you can see, it's proc central, but I was able to get enough talent to maintain my mana pool, and I think that's the thing that's really making this the most fun for me. When you have a build that is strong, very glass cannon-like, but the thing is, you run out of mana after your first fight, that can be kind of anticlimactic. It's not the most fun either, so I'm trying to alleviate those issues just by simply taking Judgment of Wisdom. And then if we go over into my Holy Paladin tree, you can see I took 2 out of 3 in Judgments of the Wise. This gives me a 66% chance to regain 20% of my base mana whenever I use my Judgment of Wisdom, as well as regenerate 1% of my max mana every 5 seconds for 15 seconds. And a 66% chance is honestly good enough, so I don't have to commit that last talent point, honestly. And it's worked very well for me. I mean, you have to think about all the things I have that cost mana. I also have Conjure Mana Gem, as I have to remember to go ahead and make another one, a Mana Citrine. And yeah, that is an invaluable ability. I actually didn't look at this as well as I should have, because I looked at it purely from a mage's point of view, like playing a mage. And while it was good for mage, I didn't really understand or think about its capability in a non-mage class. And yeah, it's pretty freaking crazy. So obviously I think there was supposed to originally be a cast time with the trampled skeletons here, so it's a bit interesting that there's not one. Now correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm actually much happier with there not being a cast time. Yeah, I think that's far better, especially when you think about lots of people trying to do this quest when it first comes out, and the fact that you're gonna have to be PvPing probably quite a lot. Those cast times could be pretty deadly. But hey, we have literally 4 quests done, so hopefully we can at least get halfway to 61 with that. It looks like level 64 is going to be a very important level for us, because we get both Seal of Vengeance, and if we go over into the Warrior Tree, you see we also get Spell Reflection at 64, so definitely going to be a power spike once we reach that level, so I think that's definitely my next short-term goal for sure. I'm going to go ahead and turn in the Path to Glory, then we'll go back to the tower and turn in these other 2 quests and see exactly how much XP it's going to give us. So my party member just said that artisan writing is free on the alpha. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go ahead and get that. That is literally perfect. Okay, so I have to go at 150 because I can only get a basic griffin. I don't think that I have anything in my collections. No, I don't. And that's perfectly fine. The 150% mount is all that I need. Alright, let's go ahead and turn in this quest, see how much XP we get. Oh crap, that was only 19k. That's so not what I was expecting. So we have the potion up right now, and we have the increased reputation potion up as well. I was actually expecting far more XP. I guess most of the XP comes from grinding mobs. So I'm actually going to go pull like a whole lot of demons all at once after I turn in these 2 quests. And I want to see exactly how much XP I can get with a mega pull, because I'm not kidding, guys. I really do think I could probably pull every single demon north of Zethgor and not die. And that should tell you something. I don't know what it should tell you, but it should tell you something. Also, if you do play the TBC Alpha, if you do, want to fork over the money, be sure to join this guild. It's a guild that a viewer actually told me about. It was actually Bleed, I believe. And the thing is, this guild, I think, is the only guild on the server, and it has a decent amount of people in it that are online all the time. Lots of level 70s, and they're testing things and doing dungeons, I'm sure, PvP, what have you, all the time. So be sure to join it if you want a little community to play with. It's just called Seasonal, and all you have to do is ask in world chat. You'll get invited pretty quickly. Oh nice, this quest actually gives me a brand new shield, which, yeah, I never really get to look at shield rewards from quests, but I think I'm definitely about to take this adamantite kite shield. It even looks the part. I mean, really, the landslide buckler looks better. It might actually be better for me. No, I think you can't really get by that 24 stamina. I think by default that's just going to be better, and I'm pretty excited to have it as well. Looks really, really cool. It looks like Draenei architecture. Alright, so we need to do a Cursed Talisman, and then we have the Unyielding Souls quest. That's a pretty cool one as well. And there's another quest I can get as well. Actually, I already have it. It's this one right here, an Old Gift, and they go together. So, yeah, I've done this zone so many times. I love it so much. Every single quest here is nostalgic for me. But let's go pull some demons. I'm genuinely curious, but we're going to pull demons actually on the Horde side, because I want to see if there's anybody to fight. Oh, and I forgot, I can fly. What am I doing? I'm so used to Classic and plain vanilla. I just, you know what, people want to get rid of flying all the time. Fuck that. Flying is fun. All they have to do to balance it is add some kind of engineering weapon that knocks people off their flying mounts like they did in retail. I think if you densely pack people in a zone and you give people something like that, they can still fly and be caught out. And also just gating it by making, the gold cost for it high, which it already is. That's a pretty good way of doing it as well, I think. Alright, I'm going to try to make sure not everything runs away from me. Let's just try this. This isn't bad. This is pretty decent. Holy crap.
A few moments later.
Honestly, guys, we played this very badly. I probably edited it so it looked like it was not as bad as it really was. We did live, though. But we used a potion. But we didn't have to. I can guarantee you that we didn't have to use the potion. And that was just done so poorly. You know, that might be worth it to just grind out the demons. Because especially in 1v1s, I mean, look, 360, dead. It's so easy. And that's 1300 XP. A real person! This is crazy! You dead, bro? I'm going in. It's time to die, Shelf Elf. Where'd he go? There he is. Alright, silence. I don't have a trinket. You can see I shift S like immediately because I've used shift S for my trinket for literally years now. So it's my first instinct. But we didn't have it. Holy Wrath, that didn't do anything. Can I get closer to you? Alright, I got closer. Holy Wrath. Or Hammer of Righteousness. We have really long range. Look, 360, dead. Yes, guys. That's basically equal level. I mean, I was 60, he's 58. We're supposed to be able to compete at that level anyway. That's within the 3-level bracket. That went pretty decent. Who would have thought I'd find PvP? I don't think anybody has experience playing a holy sword and board build. So I feel like I have a lot of room to improve right now. But despite that, I can beat people, right? Now, of course, if somebody's 6 levels higher than me and they have Titan's Grip and they're a good player, they can one-shot me in a global cooldown. But getting one-shot is not a dictation of skill, right? It's when the battle actually lasts that you can actually kind of make that distinction. But I don't think anybody can beat me unless they have some kind of, like, crazy build that one-shots. It pays off to have a mount, bro. It pays off to have a mount. Silenced. Holy Wrath does damage. I love it. Alright, popping cooldowns just so I can, you know, establish dominance. Hammer of Wrath, Hammer... Oh my god, guys. Ooh. Oof. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna add him to the guild. It's not my guild, by the way, guys. Other really cool people's guild, but still definitely worth joining. Yeah, that fight was just an oof, I think. You know what I mean, like when I say that, you kind of get it. He didn't last as long, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, this is not bad. I really like that Holy Wrath does damage to things. I think in the original game of like Wrath, which this server is based on, I think Holy Wrath actually only did damage and stunned demons and undead. And so now they make it to where the stun part is still the way that it was before, but you can actually damage players with it, and that makes it a solid little AoE holy ability. I really do think it's definitely worth it. Okay, I ran out of food, which is a little bit concerning. I'm going to go ahead and go B, actually. Okay, guys, so in the next video, we will complete our questing. We're going to try out some more stuff with our build, and hopefully, we are also going to get our level 64 crazy good abilities with the seal and the spell reflection. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and leave a comment in the comment section below. I love TBC. I'm enjoying the alpha so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.